Dr. Quinn, thank you for being with us today.
Hey, thank you for having me.
What is a rebound COVID-19 case?
Well, basically, it's a scenario where an individual contracts coronavirus and they may become very ill or they may have very mild symptoms like our President Biden. And they may test negative at some point, as President Biden did, but then they may test positive later, or they may get better as far as their symptoms and then redevelop symptoms later. This is a scenario that is still being investigated. It's not confirmed that that negative test that Biden had is specifically saying that he was negative. He tested negative, but maybe the viral load was lower because he did take the Paxlovid, which is that very strong antiviral medication. But the take home is he's positive again. But the good news is he has very little to no symptoms at all.
And Doc, why do patients rebound?
Well, right now, a lot of research is going on. A lot of investigation is what is really going on. Now, it is noted that with this new strain, it has different variations in that spike protein that makes it very resistant to antibodies that have been produced from vaccinations or previous infections, meaning that we have less protection. And that's why a lot of people are getting infected again, even though they had it very recently. But what's really being investigated is, can somebody have coronavirus, recover, and how soon can they get it again? So a lot of stuff right now is still under investigation, but the take home and what the CDC is really pushing is for everyone to get vaccinated, because even though with these new strains, there's still some ability to evade the vaccinations, it still is very evident, data proven, if you get vaccinated, if you contract coronavirus, you have much less of a chance of getting severely ill, hospitalized, and or losing your life.
Dr. Quinn, how long is this rebound portion, if you get rebound, how long does the rebound last?
It just depends on the person. I mean, it can be a number of days for some individuals, a number of weeks for others. It just depends on the person. Also note the Paxlovid, which is the antiviral. A lot of people are taking the Paxlovid, which is really good. I mean, we're very aggressive in the United States getting it out. I prescribed it like 4 times today because we had 4 patients with coronavirus. And usually people get better really quickly. But some people, they can have that rebound 2 to 8 days after they started their infection, where they start getting some symptoms. Because remember, it's only 5 days. You take it twice a day for 5 days. And some people can develop symptoms afterwards. Actually, Dr. Fauci, he did 2 courses of the Paxlovid. But our current President Biden decided to only, he and his healthcare team decided to only take 1 course because he's having very little to no symptoms at all. But the take home is, and I just cannot overemphasize, if you have not been vaccinated, get vaccinated. And if you're eligible for your booster and you've not gotten it, get that booster, because that's the guaranteed protection that we're very sure about. And it is also very safe.
And how common is this among COVID patients?
Well, right now it's becoming more prevalent, and a lot of the reason for that is being attributed to the fact that with these new variants, with that variation in that spike protein, that's the part of the virus that latches onto the human cells and allows it to invade the cells. It's slightly different, so it's more able to evade our immune system, those antibodies that we receive from the vaccines, and or if we had a previous infection, but still we have some protection. But the take home is, get vaccinated, but understand that you can still contract COVID, but you have much less of a chance of getting severely ill and I just cannot overemphasize losing your life.
Well, let me ask you, I'm going to skip down to the bottom because I want to make sure we get this question in. Is there a treatment, and is it the same thing for rebound as it would be for just the original, the first time, or the initial case of COVID that you get?
Right. That's a very good question. As far as the treatment, right now with coronavirus, we have our newest weapon in our arsenal, which is the Paxlovid. It's an antiviral. It's a lot like Tamiflu for the flu, but it's specific for coronavirus, and it is very effective. That's the treatment that President Biden received. That's the treatment that Dr. Fauci received, and that's the treatment that's most prescribed right now in the United States. It's by Pfizer, and the research is showing that it is very, very effective. It's just the fact that some people take the medication, they get better, and then they can have that rebound. For some, they'll do a second course, but President Biden, it was decided not to do the second course, but the treatment does work. And then we also do the supportive treatment. Some people can have an opportunistic infection. We can do antibiotics if they get pneumonia, which is one of the reasons people have lost their lives. Also, antihistamine, steroids, and all the other supportive treatments. But still, I just cannot overemphasize, get vaccinated if you have not already done so, and get those boosters if you're eligible and have not done that as well.
Dr. Timothy Quinn Healthcare in Ridgeland, thank you so much for dropping by. First day of August. Can you believe the year's going by so fast?